what hotkeys do you feel are the most useful to you, specifically like the moving ones? And for anyone
Ah,
who doesn't know, hotkeys are the shortcut keys, like the keyboard keys.
yeah. The moving ones that I use, if you so I use W gives translation. So on your keyboard, Doop, the the QWERTY keys, you're looking at those. The W key gives you translation. The E key switches you to rotation, and the R key switches you to scale. I would say those are the ones that I use pretty much all the time. Now, if you have, let's say I'm in this translation and I want to move in one direction, so I hit the W key, I can click on the individual red, blue, or green curve and then move only in that one direction. The other thing that you can do is if you have the object selected, you can also come over to the channel box and play around with like you can physically type numbers in there too. But from a hotkey perspective, the translation W, E for rotation, R for scale, I use those all the time. The other hotkeys that I will use, I use S for setting key. Um, oh, now one of the things that you guys probably saw was I moved things here. I'm just moving it and it automatically set a key. You want to have auto key turned on. So auto key is one of those settings that when I don't have it turned on and I get that perfect, beautiful pose, and then I change frames, I'm like cursing myself because I didn't have auto key on and I lose that perfect, beautiful pose. All right. So down at the bottom right-hand corner of my Maya, you see a little red square with a circle on it. That turns on and off auto key. So if I have that turned on, which I have right now, if I move things, it'll automatically set that key in the graph editor. If I have that turned off, which now it's turned off, and I move things, see how it didn't change things in the graph editor? Yeah, I always have that turned on. It's something that at this point in my career, I just naturally just look at the bottom corner and it's like, yes, it's turned on. I'm good. But to get auto key to work, you have to have a key to begin with. Maya is not the smartest software, so you have to make sure you set a key first on that object, and then auto key will kick in as long as it's turned on. All right. The other key that I use all the time is F, which is focus. So if I grab something and I hit F, it'll focus in on that selected object. Um, Control D is duplicate. I use that one a lot, more when I'm setting constraints. Um, so that's a different subject for a ways from now for you guys. But if I want to duplicate something, like I want to duplicate the ground, I just select the object and go Control D, and it will make a copy of that existing thing. Other keys that I use, I'll use the number keys. So 4 will take an object, it'll take everything that I'm looking at and put it in wireframe. 5 will put it back to a solid flat grade. 6 will, if there's a texture, so if this character had a texture on him, which right now I don't have it hooked up, um, it will put the texture onto the character. So it'll show, the orange squirrel texture. And then 7 is actually one as an animator I love because this goes back into those principles of animation. One of the principles is silhouette. All right. And with the 7 key, what 7 actually does is it turns on all the lights that are in your view. But if you don't have any lights in your view, it will show you the silhouette of your character perfectly. So 7 is one of those that I use all the time. So 4, 5, 6, and 7, I use those all the time.